same, industry is not the same, economy is not the same, yeah, everything changed. But education has this tendency to not change, or to change very slowly. So now, as an infant is born, it's born in a new environment, and then it is confronted with an old system of education that cannot really work out, and this we have to address. And we can also find that the numbers of children who are depressed, especially teenagers, and even we have countries where we know that the suicide rate of students go up in college, in high school already, and that the students take drugs, especially ones which help them to really be able to learn for many hours, yeah? So that they are able to perform at school. So it's all about performance. It's not about life skills. It's not about what I need in my life. So many things we learned at school we may never need in our lives, but we learned it. So the school system from the very early time in most of the countries is a knowledge-based system. It's not the life-based system. And TLI Pedagogics addresses that too. So when we speak about TLI Pedagogics, we have a life skill-based system. So what happens actually is that we disconnect the child very early in education from its true nature. The child is a holistic being. It's not just a brain, it's not just emotions, it's not just a physical body. So in all of the aspects, I have to address the child on all the different levels to really address the child. And that needs to have a kind of a change in our attitude toward the child. Many people still believe that a child is like an empty paper and we write into it. But actually, a child is a complete, developed being. And from the first day when it's born, it knows what it wants and what it doesn't want, what it needs and what it doesn't need. And this is something what we start to forget. In the first year, most of the countries, most of the people we can see, they are very much into providing the child what it needs. But then, at a certain age, it needs to be educated, you know? So means from the moment when we believe that a child needs to be educated, we actually change our attitude to the child. At that moment, we start thinking that the child needs outside influence to learn, that it can't learn on itself. So we forget about the basic in neuroscience, that we have this inner drive, this inner impulse, yeah, that we are biologically driven to learn. And this is what TLI Pedagogics builds upon. So whatever we do, we build upon the interest of each and every child individually.